If there was one thing you wish men understood better about women, what would it be?
Like when something is fine, it's not fine. Like read between the lines.
You mean be a mind reader?
Yeah, exactly.
So men are expected to be mind readers.
Exactly.
Why do women often expect men to do things that they're not physically capable of?
I don't know. I haven't I don't do that. Like I don't expect men to do things they're incapable of.
Isn't that what you just said though? Gotcha, bitch.
Being a mind reader?
Well,
Yeah.
you want us to read between the lines, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's better at communication, men or women?
Women.
So if men are worse at communication, why do so many women expect men to read their body language?
I think men are better communicators logically. Women are better with like communicating like emotionally.
Okay, can you think of any situation where logic wouldn't outweigh emotions?
I think logic should always outweigh emotion.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people.
You know, this truth stuff is pretty cool.
Why do guys not call girls pretty anymore? Like, is it old-fashioned? Because on the last 7 first dates I've been on, I don't think one guy has opened with, wow, we look really pretty tonight. It's like the easiest thing because we both know it took time for me to look the way that I do. And it would make you stand out so much. I don't know if I've just been dating all the wrong men or if other people feel like this is a dying art too, but like compliments will never fail you. Just tell her she looks pretty.
She should probably stop focusing on validation and fix her insecurities and start focusing on why those 7 first dates didn't work out.
So hold on, do you think that things are getting better or worse for women right now?
Currently?
Yeah.
In the United States?
Like, are women improving or is it worse for them?
We have the potential to be.
No, that's not what I asked. Is it getting better or worse for women right now?
For what? For what
women.
specifically? What category?
For the overall health and well-being of women, is it increasing or decreasing?
I would say that it's decreasing in this state.
Wait, hold on. This is the issue. I don't mean to trap you, but it's like, this is why I want you to think about this. Didn't you say, weren't you one of the people that said that society is becoming less patriarchal?
Yes.
And simultaneously, life is getting worse for women, right?
I would say. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying this is your view. This is what you're saying.
100%, and I will stand on that. 100%, I will stand on that. But you didn't specifically ask about in the United States.
I don't mean to corner or use it as an own.
100%, I understand.
100% I understand. Lady, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you, in fact, don't understand, and that's the problem. These podcasts always have people affirming statements with this kind of phrasing, even though when you look into their eyes, you know it all went through one ear and out the other. And almost, quote, 100% of the time, it's modern women that are the ones that do this, and it's because they lost their minds years ago. Sure, as I've said time and time again, the degradation started about 250 years ago and accelerated in the last 100 years. But nobody can deny that the bulk of the damage has really happened over the last few decades, and the brain rot on social media is really a monument to this collapse. Today, women look more like a couple of my grandparents suffering from dementia. They don't know who they are, what they are, or how to do anything unless one of the many sprinkle girl boss LARPers tells them what the next step should be. It's like turning on National Geographic with a modern female theme.
I'm so tired. That's weird. Yes. You know what? All right, bet. We're done. I swear. You're so ungrateful. You're so ungrateful. I'm taking all this stuff back.
Just do better. Just do better.
No, I'm taking all this stuff back.
I need to be treated like a queen.
I'll go get this to another female. I'll take all this stuff back. Just leave it. Just leave it. Move.
Just do better.
I'll eat my...
It's... Babe. It's constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism? You're ungrateful.
Just do better.
Yeah, you're ungrateful. You're never happy.
What kind of Valentine's Day?
Bro, you're never
gift
happy.
is this?
You're never happy.
Just
you're
be
never
honest.
happy.
You would like it if you were a girl and you got all this?
Yes, I would be happy because there's people out here that ain't getting this. They're not getting that.
I should get the rose, like with the big old thing. You give me like 5 roses, and there's like no money in there. There's no money in anything. You didn't give me any money.
Leave my house.
And someone texts you and they're like, are you free tonight? No. I'm not playing your little game. You tell me what you're proposing or offering, and then I'll tell you if I'm free. It does not go the other way around. I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm free, and then you're going to invite me to like a fucking play or the museum.
Okay, for starters, plays and museums are for the well-cultured. It's not a surprise that you'd rather be at the club waiting for the next knob hop. Women like this say that men play games, and you know what? Sometimes we do, but the nature of the games we play are extremely different, and they don't involve vulnerable narcissism and playing with people's heads to get what we want. When men play games, there are clear rules and requirements to get to new levels or phrases until there's a clear winner and a clear loser. It doesn't matter if we're talking economics or some kind of drinking game at the end of the week. Now, women, on the other hand, don't appreciate these games, which is why they demand illogical pay raises and better representation just because they whined on CNN. They prefer games where the profit is certain, where it will only go in one direction or serve their shallow desires. And in a way, this isn't as much of a diss as much as it's just an objective fact. Women are naturally wired to take as much as they can get, in the West or the East, because that is the natural relationship between masculine and feminine. The thing is, this originally worked well because men still had the last say in all relationships. Being naturally good at the only games that matter, guys set up the rules, with clear expectations and guidelines for women that, surprise, surprise, actually made men and women happy. But then simps of state gave women a taste of control. They didn't know how to use it or what it was for, but they've been pushing ever since to get more and more, as it's in their nature to do so. When they couldn't hack it, the West plunged into a theatrical mess, a space where chicks promote the facade because that's the only way to convince themselves any of this makes sense.
Do you judge a guy based on height?
Yes.
Really? You know they can't like choose how tall they are, right?
Yeah, obviously I know that.
Oh, well I mean, I judge based on natural beauty. So like, I got some makeup removing wipes right here. Ain't nothing. Show the camera, show the camera. Confidence, Huey, confidence. Does height matter in a guy?
I like taller guys.
Men can't change that.
Okay, well,
You can change how much makeup you wear.
I can take off my makeup and still be pretty, so. Preach. Well, that sucks. My Uber's here.
And this is the game these types of people choose to play. Both of the makeup tests, as short as they are perfect examples of how women that have totally lost their minds choose to play the game of reality. One follows through and ends with total denial, while the other one flips the table when the odds are no longer in her favor. Personally, I feel that it's difficult to determine which is worse, but I'm going to have to go with the former on this one, the one that represents a majority of Western women, and here's why. See, it's one thing to throw a tantrum after you lose, but it's an entirely different matter to see checkmate and somehow get it in your head that you still won the match. Over the last 30 to 50 years, women lost in a big way. They lost their support systems, communities, respect, and anything else masculinity offers under the right conditions. And what's crazy being the operative word here, is that they chose this. A mechanism that just prints them out all over the street, with most of them consciously refusing to see the proverbial makeup on the wipe in their hands. It's a miserable existence, and they know it. They may hop on TV, movies, and nauseating podcasts to claim that it isn't, but their outside behavior says otherwise, because what comes out of this bundle of contradictions and internal conflict is a deep desire to make everyone around them just as messed up as they are.
Name 5 things that you have to offer a man. Nothing, 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 and nothing.
You ain't with that one. Thank you, best friend.
Nothing. What do you need from a man who you're gonna take seriously?
Money.
That's all you look for. You're not serious though.
I am serious.
So why would a man even want to look your way if you can't add value to his life?
Well, now, if you got the bag down. Right. Thank you. Thank you. You can't spend the money down.
So let's say the man has the bag and he wants to spend the money. What does he get back?
I asked him out question like, what's my favorite color? You know what I'm saying? Right. Nigga. Yeah, let's get to know each other. What color is my motherfucking real hair?
Well, we don't keep it shallow over here. We talk about real stuff. Now, when it comes on to the money, why does your man have to have it?
Because I get it.
So how much you make then?
That's none of your business. I'm a nurse, and it's none of your business.
So how much do you want your man to make?
He needs to be in the street.
Sit down till we come up.
You want a good guy while you're in the medical field?
I want a good guy, bad guy, whatever brings the money and make me richer. That's what it is. If he can't pay all my bills and take care of what else I got going on, and then no.
Can you say that again?
I could do real estate for the rest of my life. You're going to be stuck making $23 an hour, and you're going to be sitting here.
Well,
complaining.
$23 an hour is
fine.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's
no,
pretty good.
it's poverty. You can't. So, do you know what? If she had a kid, good luck.
I don't have a
supporting-
kid.
I'm saying hypothetically, if you had a kid, good luck trying to support you and your kid for $23 an hour.
A couple years ago.
I supported an entire family on less than that, but okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, it's going to be uncomfortable if you live in California, so I'll start there.
I did it in a very expensive place also.
But did you have a partner to help you?
No, she stayed at home and took care of my kids.
But you're also a man.
Period.
What would that have to do with the amount of money you get?
Just go ahead and typically get paid more, and you probably
If
had a
you're a
college
woman
education.
making $23 an hour, that's less money than when a man makes $23 an hour.
Maybe I don't know how much $23 an hour is because I don't work.
We could have saved a ton of time here if she just started by saying those 3 magic words. I don't work. We know, lady, you don't work, and you know what else doesn't work? Feminism. Which is why half of you will be hitting the wall single, looking like you just survived the latest Floridian hurricane by the skin of your teeth. This is the life cycle of the self-proclaimed boss babe in its purest form. First, you get raised by a progressive simp with a domineering wife or a single mom. Then they go into debt to make their princess, drunk on adolescent power, happy with sweet 16s and lease on an overpriced Mazda. Then you plunge into the carousel, shacking up with any dude white knighting his way to get into your pants. After that, all bets are off, as you go to a Western college institution that makes you feel like a god, while simultaneously making you despise the fictional patriarchy for magically making you rack up a body count that would give Grandpa another heart attack. Once you get out of college, you'll be a soldier for the feminist regime, banking on some tech company to hire you for an HR position, so that you can tell the world you did all of that on your own. But here's where it gets a little messy. These companies, as they always do, will face correction, firing you at the drop of a hat. You'll then wander the streets, expecting a high-value male to throw you a bone, just like mommy treated you for the first 18 years of your soft, cushy existence. You'll find a Chad or Tyrone, have a kid, or buy a cat, and finally end up in hell that middle-aged women land in, where the pickings are slim to none and Botox flows from the mountaintops. And why? Because you chose delusion.
Why do men not understand hints in the slightest way possible?
Why should men have to start understanding hints? Why can't individuals that have something to say just speak their mind? It would be a lot easier and save everyone an awful lot of time.
True.
Pretty much women are going to try to fool you. The bad ones and the good ones are going to try to fool you. The bad ones are going to do it consciously. The good ones are going to do it unconsciously. The nature of the female is to dissimulate. That's why you're always wearing makeup. You're always covering over the truth. That is your actual nature. I want men to be aware and to be able to operate with this knowledge so that they can get the best of what they're seeking in terms of women, relationships, marriage, and children. On the other hand, I want women to know that you will be assessed based on who you actually are and what you have actually done. So we will not accept anyone who's trying to pull a switcheroo, which is to say you've lived as a promiscuous person for the last 15 years and then all of a sudden you would like to marry a man and be treated with respect. We're going to treat you according to who you actually are. And if you're a person who deserves no respect, you will get no respect. You will not get a relationship. You will not get married. You certainly won't get children.
And this is why the madness of women has rapidly compounded over the last century, and why it's now coming to a screeching halt. Today, plenty of the aging women in the West, living the life I just outlined, roam churches and dating apps to try and deceive men. I say deceive, not just because it isn't a key part of feminine behavior, but because that's exactly what they're doing. If they really wanted to be saved, or if they really wanted to change, all of these thirsty chicks would have settled down decades ago. They would have acknowledged the warning signs, and when the hive mind passed them the script, they would have thrown it away and looked to an honorable man for guidance. But they didn't do that. They basically did the exact opposite, played the game poorly and lost, and now they're trying to walk up to guys who will never give them the time of day, trying to tell them that the checkmate was just a figment of the opponent's imagination. And this is where things get hilarious in a dark way. Not for them, but for us. Because Man Guide and many others have been revealing this kind of ruse for a long time now. Men, more than ever before, see the writing on the wall, while modern women basically draw a massive arrow symbol pointed at the damage they've caused to Western society.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck, too, and spit on that thing. You get me? Hawk? Dude, spit on it! Spit on it!
The internet is debating which one of these hobbies is least attractive to women. And according to the survey, playing video games is the #1 least attractive hobby that a woman can see in a man. Apparently, it's even more unattractive than bird watching and taxidermy. Women would prefer that a man gamble, collect figurines, and even do magic tricks rather than play video games. So to all the women out there, does this survey make sense to you? Is playing video games the least attractive thing that a man can do?
I'll spell it out for those who have yet to receive this memo. Misery loves company, and there's nothing on this blue marble of ours that is more miserable, more lost, more unstable than a woman growing up in the modern world. See, the thing is, guys, when left alone with other guys and build something or play around, are actually doing just fine. In fact, as long as they're doing what's best for their mental health, they are happy. Sometimes I get emails with guys being like, how do you handle all of this brain rot? How can you sift through this slew of muck and still be functional? Well, here's the secret. I'm only looking into the abyss, chuckling at the top. I'm not going out of my way to bring this nonsense into my personal life. That's the issue some people find themselves in. That's the only thing that really makes male torment a sure thing, choosing not to walk away. Sure, men are made to struggle, but there's a difference between hard work and a battle nobody ever wins.
A tormented soul for sure.
Kiara, are you going to address the scamming accusations?
This is what they're referencing. You said, quote, I know guys when they're lonely and when they don't have a good family situation, they're vulnerable. So I just know what kind of people to target. I'll ask them how's life and let them open up. And when they open up, that's when I know that I can take something from them. The woman being recorded, I guess this is you, admitted to scamming at least 7 men, including one with a disability. No. One allegedly gave her his life savings of more than $30,000 after she said she had a growth in her kidney.
No, it's not true.
Well, there's a recording of it, apparently.
But that was from like 3 years ago. I was just in a very bad place.
Wait, so it's not true, or it happened 3 years ago?
I was just going through a mental breakdown. I was going through a lot of things in life. After that, I went for therapy, and I'm in a better place now. So I didn't say those things like I mean it at all.
But what would you say to an audio recording of I know what kind of people to target when they open up? That's when I know I can take something from them. How could I misconstrue that?
Holy shit.
I enjoy humiliating men. I think it's fun.
Yeah, so you derive sexual pleasure by saying things on Twitter such as, pull it up, I love hurting men. You derive sexual pleasure from either saying or doing those things.
Yeah, I think it's hot.
No, but you said it's your thing, so you're deriving pleasure simply by virtue of saying that.
Yeah, I get pleasure from it. I get pleasure from tweeting like that. I think it's fun. I like it.
There are certain things that can just be deemed objectively wrong. So like hurting animals, would you agree that that's wrong?
Yeah, that's wrong.
What if somebody derives sexual pleasure from hurting animals?
Then that's f***ed up.
How's this any different than you saying you like hurting men?
Because they're men, and a lot of men like hurting women, so.
I'm not sure I totally follow there.
What was hard to follow?
Well, your justification is, well, men do bad things, so I can also do bad things to perhaps even innocent men, because there's bad men out there who do bad things to conceivably innocent women.
This, my friends, is the battle that nobody ever wins, and what I and most of you have distanced ourselves from to achieve lasting peace. If a man chooses to get in bed with a Western woman with modern morals, you're basically turning your home into an asylum, with you being the exhausted, addled 19th century physician, and the woman being the patient who believes she's the Queen of England, unable to let go of her rusty kazoo without the help of sleepy time meds. These women live in a state of constant hell, and nothing would make them happier than to bring you into their world. The world filled with denial and the kind of self-superiority that makes anything around it slowly perish. That includes masculinity, the one thing that pushes us to become better than the man we were yesterday, and eager to become stronger tomorrow. Feminism is a hell of a drug. It eats away at the mind to the point where the only thing that matters is 3 seconds of empty validation, and that's not even an exaggeration. I can't think of a physical substance that's done more harm to communities than this ideology. And that's why men, young and old, are doing what men do best, looking at the price tag and saying, not today.
No. It's not what you think. It's just that I promised to.
Let me ask you something. What is this? What is up with the arm touching?
Are you being friendly, or is it some calculated maneuver to get me to do whatever you want?
Are you done?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. Done with you. Done with stupid film, right? Done.
The truth now.
Your future hasn't been written yet. No one's had. Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one.
Men, the women of the modern age have lost their minds. It's upside down and they have no intention of changing until it's too late. Luckily, it's never too late for you, because men aren't governed by their pasts. They can always do or not do things that will change everything. That's the power of masculinity. And if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say I appreciate you, so please don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment to have a chance to win, and hit that subscribe button for daily videos. And if you could take a quick sec to subscribe to the second channel, Man Guide Reacts, link is right down below in the description, so we can be sure our message will keep on reaching the new men out there. I appreciate all the support, y'all.